In different corners of the planet, people repeatedly encounter unexplained phenomena. Some of them can be explained by scientists using the laws of physics.
They join together.
While others remain a mystery. In this video, I present to your attention a collection of incredible events that appeared right here on Earth, captured on camera by eyewitnesses. Enjoy watching. In Rio de Janeiro, a strange object appeared above the power lines and quickly caught everyone's attention. It wasn't moving fast, just hovering in place, a dark shape with sharp spikes unlike anything people recognized.
Ele tá mudando de novo de forma.
Some thought it was a UFO, others weren't so sure. Videos of unusual objects in Brazil have sparked waves of speculation before, but moments like this leave one question hanging in the air. What are we really looking at?
Tá baixando.
A swirling column of snow suddenly rose into the air, spinning like a miniature tornado under the sunlight. Loose snow was lifted and pulled upward, twisting higher with every second. For a moment, it looked almost unreal, like winter itself had come alive. This rare phenomenon, known as a snow devil, was captured on camera in mountain region. A brief but striking display of how even calm snow can turn into motion. Tiny shells emerging from the sand, then vanishing just as quickly. On Mustang Island, these are Donax clams at work. They rise and burrow with each passing wave, moving in perfect sync with the water. It may feel a bit eerie at first, but it's a fascinating glimpse of nature in motion. Strange, precise, and undeniably amazing. Passengers on a cruise ship accidentally captured a rare moment as the sky suddenly erupted above the open sea. A massive bolt of lightning tore across the clouds, stretching wide like a crack in the sky. The ocean lit up instantly, every wave flashing under the storm. Strike after strike followed, loud, fast, and impossible to ignore. For a brief moment it felt like the sky was splitting apart, a powerful and rare display of nature at its most intense. During an active eruption, something unexpected appeared inside the crater. Molten lava began to glow, forming a shape that looked almost familiar. A bright curve. Two glowing spots like a smiley face staring back from the depths. This rare moment was seen at Kilauea volcano, one of the world's most active volcanoes. Around 85 meters deep, the crater briefly turned into something strangely cheerful. New footage captures the exact moment everything went wrong midway through the 7th test flight. The rocket climbed steadily, then suddenly erupted into a massive explosion. Flames and debris spread across the sky as the mission came to an abrupt end. This was Starship pushing the limits of spaceflight once again, a dramatic setback in a journey built on trial, error, and ambition. A massive swarm of mayflies appeared so large it was picked up on weather radar. They filled the air, spreading across downtown near the Mississippi River. Within hours, they covered streets, walls, and sidewalks. In some places, they piled up inches deep. What looked like a storm on radar was actually millions of insects moving as one. Just off New York coast, a humpback whale suddenly burst out of the water. Right next to the boat, massive, fast, and impossibly close. It was chasing a school of fish, but nearly collided with the hull instead. For a split second, everything felt out of control. The boat rocked, water and fish flying everywhere. Then just as quickly, the whale disappeared beneath the surface. No damage, no injuries, just one unforgettable encounter with one of the ocean's giants.
Write this number down. A giant stingray?
This is sargassum, a type of brown algae that lives entirely on the surface. Unlike most sea plants, it doesn't need to attach to the ocean floor. It forms massive floating mats, creating shelter for fish, crabs, and other marine life. But when too much washes ashore, it can cover beaches, disrupt ecosystems, and impact tourism. The largest bloom, known as the Great Atlantic Sargassum Belt, stretches across the Atlantic from West Africa to the Gulf of Mexico. During a controlled fire test, a line of flames was set across a dry field, spreading fast in one direction. Then a smart home defense system activated, releasing powerful streams of water. The goal was clear: stop the fire before it could get any closer. As the flames advanced, they began to weaken against the barrier. A real-world demonstration of how technology can fight fire before it reaches homes. Drivers couldn't believe their eyes as fish suddenly started crossing the road, not swimming but wriggling their way forward on wet ground. These were salmon moving fast through a flooded street. Using the shallow water, they pushed their bodies ahead with quick, powerful motions. A strange but real moment where the road briefly turned into a river, and for a few seconds, traffic gave way to nature.
Da ist es wieder hinten. Was ist denn das bitte?
A man in Windisgasten captured something he still can't explain to this day. A glowing object appeared right above the buildings.
Ist das ein Raumschiff von der Army oder was?
Too still to be an aircraft, too bright to ignore. It didn't fly away, it just stayed there. And even now, one question remains. What was that? A sudden surge of muddy water rushed down the slope, turning the landscape into a fast-moving torrent. Rocks and debris were carried along as the flow gained speed and force. This flash flooding was captured in Chamoson, where calm ground quickly became a powerful stream. Within moments, everything in its path was overwhelmed, a striking reminder of how quickly nature can turn unpredictable. The black heron, Egretta ardesiaca, is an African bird known for a hunting technique that looks almost unreal. Instead of chasing fish, it spreads its wings into a wide, umbrella-like canopy over the water. This creates a patch of shade, drawing fish in and reducing glare at the same time. Standing still beneath its own shadow, the heron waits with quiet precision. Then, in a split second, it strikes. A simple strategy that turns patience into perfect timing. At a busy beach, people suddenly stopped and stared at the water. A massive dark object began rising from the surface, unfamiliar and hard to recognize. For a moment, no one knew what they were looking at, a creature or something else entirely. The waves kept moving as usual, but the atmosphere had completely changed. What started as a normal day quickly turned into a moment no one would forget. A powerful tidal wave rushed in, rising fast and moving with force. People who had gathered to watch quickly realized the danger. This is the famous tidal bore of Chantang River, beautiful to watch, but dangerously unpredictable. Winter showed up early and turned the shoreline into something unexpected. Along Lake Ontario, ice began forming in a rare and beautiful way. Round, floating discs known as pancake ice, colliding, shifting, and weaving with the waves. They moved together like a living mosaic on the water, a quiet, natural display that looked more like art than weather. But with warmer temperatures, moving in this frozen scene won't last long. A woman out with her dog noticed the sky shifting above her. A deep green glow spread through the clouds, casting an eerie light over everything. It didn't look normal, and it didn't feel normal either. This rare green sky is often a warning sign of severe weather approaching, a quiet moment just before the storm arrives. The Chiantang River is home to the world's largest tidal, bore a powerful surge that moves upstream with incredible force. At times, two tides collide, forming a striking, cross-shaped wave. As they crash into each other, the water rises, twists, and spreads in multiple directions. When this happens at sunset, the golden light reflects across the moving surface, turning a powerful natural force into something unexpectedly beautiful.
โอ้ยถล่มดินถล่มหมดเลยไฟดับแน่
A section of road suddenly collapsed, turning into a massive sinkhole within moments. Right outside a hospital in Bangkok, the ground gave way without warning.
โอ้ยไปหมดเลยไปหมดเลยรถเฮ้ยรถถอยดิ
The crater reached nearly 50 meters deep, forcing an urgent response. More than 3,500 patients were evacuated, as safety became the top priority. What began as a normal day quickly turned into a large-scale emergency.
อุ้ย
Millions of birds suddenly filled the sky, moving in ways people couldn't explain. They circled, shifted, and changed direction, almost like a single living cloud. The unusual behavior quickly caught attention, raising concerns among scientists. Experts believe it may be linked to environmental changes or disturbances. They're urging the public to avoid getting too close and not to interfere. A powerful earthquake struck without warning, shaking parts of Japan. Measuring 7.4 in magnitude, it hit at a shallow depth of just 10 kilometers. The impact was immediate, triggering a tsunami warning across coastal areas. Sirens sounded as residents were urged to evacuate. Neighborhoods cleared out quickly with people moving to higher ground, a tense situation where every second mattered. This phenomenon is commonly known as ultra-localized rainfall, or a wet microburst, and it occurs when a small but very intense convective storm releases a large amount of water over an extremely limited area.